Today, we're gonna draw Wario from the Super Mario Brothers. What do you think about that, Mr. Ice Cream?
Wario's a little bit scary, but I'm ready. I'm excited.
Don't worry, there's nothing to be scared of. He's just a cartoon. So let's get started. So we're gonna start with Wario's nose about 3/4 of the way up the page. And he's got kind of a funny nose, so we're gonna do first we do a bump like that with 2 loops on the sides, and then big bump on the bottom. Now from the top of his nose, we're gonna do 2 lines curving back like that. And then from there, we're gonna do his eyes. And he's just got these little beady eyes, so we're gonna do 2 little tiny circles. And then right on the bottom of his eyes, we're gonna do 2 lines that curve back the other way for his cheeks. And then right on top of his eyes, we're gonna do a couple big curves for his eyebrows. And then we're gonna connect the eyebrows back to the cheeks right on the outside of his eyes there. Then we're gonna connect the eyebrows with 2 little lines like this for the brim on his hat. Do a little curve like that right beside his eyebrow. And then 1 more line like that. And then we're gonna do the same kind of mushroom shape as Mario's hat, except it's got a little bump on the back. And then right from the edge of his eyebrow, or actually, let's do his mustache. So his mustache is a little bit weird, but it's kind of a zigzaggy shape. So we're gonna go down and up, down and up, down and up. And then we're gonna do the same thing for the bottom. So all right. And then once we have his mustache there, right from the edge of his eyebrow here, we're gonna do a little line for the bottom edge of his hat, and then a couple little loops here, which is gonna be his sideburn that just goes right behind his mustache here. And then from the edge of his hair here, I'm gonna go out like that, and then bring it back down, almost to touching, and then add a little curve, and that's gonna be his ear. So I'm gonna do a little curve this way, one more, and then I'll here, I'm gonna do a line right down, not quite touching his cheek. And then have that go behind his mustache, around. And then his mouth is kind of big, so we're just gonna do big oval shape like that, right from his sideburn here. Do another curve and then leave a space in the middle there. And then we're gonna do bump like this, and another bump like that, and then a little line in the middle for his bottom lip. And now we're gonna add his teeth. So we're just gonna do one line here, like that. And then same thing on the other side. And then connect these little points like that. And then we're just gonna do three lines on that side, two more on that side. And then right from the edge of his hat here, we're gonna do another pointy ear, loop up, and then one loop down. Now we do a little bump for his shoulder, and then we're gonna do oval shape like that. And then this is gonna be his glove pointing up. So we're gonna do one line like this, another line like that, three little bumps like that. And then we're gonna put a W on the back of his glove, two lines on the side of the W, and then underneath the glove we do a curve this way, another curve this way, little bump like that, and another curve back up. And then right from the edge and cuff on his glove here, do a curve coming down like that. Now right from below his chin, we're just gonna do oval shape like this. And then right where this line connects to that one, we're gonna do a curving line coming up. Put a circle right there. And then we're gonna do the other side. Of his overalls. And connect them in the middle. Just above the buttons. And over here, just above the button here, we're gonna do a curve like that. And another curve that way. And another curve up. And then we're gonna kind of cross it like a T. Put his shoulder right here. Put a bump for his elbow. Another curve for his forearm. And then connecting to his shirt right here, we're gonna do another oval shape for the cuff on his glove. And then we're gonna do, starting right in the middle of the button there, big curve all the way around for his pants. And then the cuff on his glove here, we're just gonna do curving line that way and a line looping around like that for his fingers. And then we just gotta finish his feet here. So we're gonna do one line going both ways like that. Another curving line this way. And then connect that with a bump in the middle. And then loop around for his heel. One little loop down on top of the shoe. Another bump for the heel. And then he's got these pointy shoes. So we're gonna go up and down and around and connect to the heel. And same thing on this side, up and down, and connect to the heel. And then add one more little finger there. And there's our drawing of Wario. Oh, I almost forgot. We gotta add the W. He's got the W on his glove and also the W on his hat. So we're gonna put W shape right here. Two lines coming down on the sides of it. And then just another W right below that. And then put a circle that kind of goes behind the W. And there's our Wario character. I'm gonna add one more little line here for his muscle on his arm. So now I'm gonna go back and darken this in with some Sharpies. All right, so there's our finished outline of Wario from Super Mario Brothers. So I'm just gonna erase some of my original pencil lines because I adjusted some of the lines when I went to the Sharpies there. I always like to start with pencils to put the lines in the right place, and then make tiny adjustments when I go to the Sharpies before coloring it in. Now that everything's looking good, let's add some color. All right, so there's our finished drawing of Wario from the Super Mario Brothers. Did you have fun, Mr. Ice Cream?
So much fun. Now that I know how to draw him, I'm not scared of Wario anymore.
All right, I'm glad. So I hope you guys had fun too, and we'll see you at the next art party.